Hello everyone and welcome back to the Minecraft server without a cool acronym. This is going to be a very big episode because we are focusing primarily on finishing this behemoth. This right here, this is the end goal for today's episode. Now, let me be clear about something real quick, okay? We're not going to be worrying about the redstone and like the sorting and everything. That's coming later because there are a ton of redstone blocks. There's a ton of blocks, normal blocks that I have to put into all of these systems, and I'm not going to do that this episode. I think that's just going to take way too long. Right now, I want to focus at least on the exterior and get some cool design features going on. Put some windows up, maybe put some windows here, maybe change the design of this roof a little bit. Put a window here or something, I'm not sure. And then do the same thing over here on this side where there may be like a window or the roof may be curved back a little bit. But I'm also going to work on building platforms out here as landing and departure platforms for using my elytra, because this gives me extra room to land and to get a running start, to leave, to fly off if I'm going in this direction or in that direction. So that's really the big thing for today as well. Before we get to this, because this is going to be a bigger task, I believe, we're going to be doing some terraforming stuff along this edge right here. So I'm not sure if you have noticed, but this hillside right here, it's all gone. It's flat from the last episode. The hillside was here, but during the time between the last episode and now, I removed all of this. It wasn't that bad. It was very easy work, but there's no more trees. So I've only left the flowers here temporarily. It's all flat, and I used some of the stone for all of this. Now, this right here is going to be a little tricky because I have not really figured out how in the world I'm going to do this terraforming project. I have a couple of ideas, but I do not know if I need to do a transition hillside, or if I should just let the hillside just run down into the water, or if I should do just like a little cliff edge where it just stops right here, and then I can just drop it down into the water. But I would like to try and incorporate some stone, some rocks, using cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, andesite walls for little pillars, like jagged rocks or whatever. But the main reason I'm doing this is because if I don't do this, this corner of the building looks wrong when there's no edge. It's just sitting on the edge. There's just no support. It's just floating. So I want to incorporate at least something that's at least getting it into the water, just to have that illusion that there's a sort of just a wall here or supporting structure for the building. That right there, those two things, those are the big two things that we're going to solely focus on. And I have been partially in the works of making a frog light shop. That's coming later. That's not coming in this episode, but that's something just to look forward to as sort of a forecast, just so y'all have an idea on what my plan is. I think the frog light shop is going to be much simpler than starting out with the casino in my redstone shop. I'm still working on the casino. It's just I want to get this done first, since I'm so close to getting done. There's just so much that I have to do. So just real quick, let's break down the game plan that I will be executing for this shop. Or for the shop, excuse me, for the storage facility. So in a nutshell, there's going to be some decals along the corners. That's going to be very important. Having an illusion of depth. There's going to be some sort of structure here out of deep slate for supports along all four corners. They're going to be the same type of design, but the style may be a little bit different. And then I'm thinking about having one or two columns here along the sides of the walls on all four sides. Or not all four sides, just two sides, having one or two here, one or two here. Then the same thing on the opposite end. This end I'm not sure about. I may do the same thing of having a support column here and a support column here. But this end is compared to the other end, there's going to be landing and departure platforms just extended out, just to reach out, just so that there's plenty of room for me to land, plenty of room for me to stop, so I don't overshoot, things like that. There's going to be a window here, but this space is going to be open for the time being, so that it's ready to go in case of a potential expansion needs to be done. So a window is going to be locked in here, but just having the space available, it's not going to be dug out, but just available to push back so that there's more room for expansion in case if I ever need more storage for whatever reason. The lighting in here, I'm going to replace all the torches and have lanterns. I'm debating just doing normal lanterns or soul lanterns, because the soul lanterns look really cool. I like the blue tint that they have. So all the torches in here, they're going to be replaced because they just look ugly, and I want to make sure that there will be plenty of respective light up here so that mobs don't spawn. I don't want any mobs to spawn. So right now we're good. Mobs are not spawning, but it's just to prevent that kind of spawning in the future. It's just to have some lights up in the rafters and everywhere else. And then here, this is going to be a little interesting to figure out. I still need to figure out a method to connect the item drop off up to the top, because it's going to drop off somewhere up there. So I need to still connect this. So this entry point is going to be adjusted. There's going to be probably a window up there. There's probably not, but there's going to be a tunnel entrance that's going to be come out a little bit, come out to here. And then somewhere over here, or maybe on this side, because there's no room, I may do that. There's going to be a place for me to drop off my shulker box so that it's going to dump all the items, and at the same time it's going to just drop the shulker box, and it's going to go into a storage where it's just a generic shulker box storage facility that will just it'll just go there. Like, it'll just be that simple. Or I may just not worry about the shulker box and just let the items dump and then get transferred up to the top, and I just collect the shulker box. I don't know. I'm still debating on that. I saw a cool idea that I may incorporate. I'm not sure. But as of right now, at least when it comes to the storage facility, that is the main idea. That's the main plan. I would like to sleep, please. Can I sleep? Anyways, that is the big plan. That's what we got going on for today in this episode. We're going to be tackling the terraforming first, and then we're going to do the big behemoth. And hopefully it'll be easy. Hopefully it'll be quick. But, you never know these days. You never know. You always plan for things, and then they take a lot longer than what you're anticipating. So I got plenty of dirt, plenty of cobblestone. I got a vine farm over there whenever I made the seedlings village. It's all that right there. And we're using the vines to make the mossy cobblestone. And I may do some stone bricks as well for a possible retaining wall. All right, so let's discuss this real quick. So I am sitting on two things real quick. Two things that I'm debating on for this wall. It's either going to be a wall with a natural cliff edge, where like it stops right here, and then it just drops down. I mean, it's not like an immediate drop down, but it's more of like a more roughed out drop. So that's just a smoother transition. Or just stopping it right here and building a retaining wall from the water and just it coming up. Either way, I think it's going to be okay, just to have that nice little illusion. But I do want to incorporate some rocks just along the edge, just to give it just a nice little touch. And then, of course, going to be smoothing out this area, having the terraform come along this side, just to have a smoother hill, like just a smoother hillside, just to kind of go along with this, what's going on here. All right. We got our supplies now. It's about 50-50. I think I should probably got more cobblestone, but I have tons of supplies already in this building. I got all the dirt and cobblestone already right here ready to go. I just remembered. I probably should get all the smooth stone that I got from mining up the hill. Let me do this real quick. Here we go. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, good. So now, here we are. I got smooth stone. Ignore all the junk in my inventory. I was messing with stuff earlier. And I got dirt and cobblestone. So we can incorporate getting stone bricks if we need it from the smooth stone and just a natural rock formation down towards the water. We get cobblestone as we go up to get like some rockiness, and then get some mossy cobblestone as well from the vines in my farm. And then I have extra dirt in case for more padding just around the edge. So now comes the tricky part. I think just to keep things simple, I'm going to focus on here. I'm actually gonna, let me do this real quick. I'm gonna make some more chests, just park it out here. I'm gonna place these chests down and clean up my inventory just a little bit. Okay, all right, I'll just ignore that. It'll be fine. So I have some stone and some andesite. I got a ton more in my other storage over there. So I got all of these blocks right here that we can use for just all the gathering, or not gathering. Words are hard. Words are hard. I know what I mean to say, but obviously what I'm saying doesn't make sense. Dirt, cobblestone, stone, and andesite. It's a combination of all the blocks that we're going to need. And I'll worry about vines. I'm worried about the vines in just a second. This is something I need to focus on right now. So I think what we should do is just real quick, just do a rough outline from here up. Let's do that. Just out of stone. Let's worry about, I'll do the stone right now. It's a base. We can just go from there. I hope that this should be plenty. Let me see. All right, let's say that. So that's an area that I'm going to be worried about. I think this is just going to be just a more generic kind of thing. I'm not going to, go all the way down, but I do want to flatten it out a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. So let's say we're going to start about, we'll start about here. All right, so do this. You stack it up, and then I'll do 2, then 1, another 2, and then I'll just do 1 right here. Is that good? Okay, okay. So just real quick. Maybe. Let's build it out a little bit. I'm just do this real quick. And then I'll do something like this. Look at all that cod. Okay. And just stick it out this way. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm starting to feel a little bit. And then I can do something. Actually, let me do this, bop, 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 bop. Give it just a little bit of variety. Okay, how are we looking? How does this look? How does this look? Okay. So I think right now, just as a baseline, I think this is good. We're going to do some variation whenever we get to the top. So maybe the transition is maybe where I'm standing. The grass is a little too low. But the wall was looking pretty good. We're definitely getting somewhere. We are for sure getting somewhere, just getting a better idea. Just trial and error, that's all that it is. Just doing a bunch of trial and error. We can stick this here, and then that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Gotta keep going with it. Let's see, I'm gonna do some twos, some two talls. I think that'll be good. And then I can do something like that. Yeah, that'll work. How am I doing stone? Okay, I got one more stack. Okay, that's not bad. Genuinely, that is not bad. For a first time doing this kind of thing, that is not bad at all. I think that's really good. Just for the shape that we have going on, I think that's great. There's a bit of variety. That's wonderful. I also like how there's just that you could just walk up because there's just some little steps that's just there naturally or artificially. That looks really good. That does look a lot better. It does look like that there's now a wall that's there, and it's being supported by, or the building's being supported by the wall that's here. I think this is great. So I'm not going to do this whole side. I'm not going to worry about this whole side right now. My main plan is just worry about this portion, this corner, and to kind of bleed into over here and bleed into over here, but I'm not going to do like that whole edge. I'm only going to focus on this right now. And I do believe that what we have so far is fantastic. Now, there's a bit of overhang. You can see with the dirt, there's a bit of overhang we could see, and that's going to get fixed. Like, this is going to get fixed, and that's going to get fixed. But overall, it's looking really good. I'm not complaining one bit. I think it's wonderful. So here is what I'm thinking. as sort of a little decoration type of situation. So I'm gonna get some andesite, and I'm going to craft some andesite walls. Just do this. There we go. Got some andesite walls. So this is something that I'm thinking about. I'm placing this right here just so that y'all have an idea on what I'm thinking. But to kind of give an idea, this is going to be a very rough stretch. But I'm wanting to add some little spikes, some little rock spikes down in the water somewhere. Do something. I mean, this is going to be a huge over-representation of what I want to do. But I saw these. I'm like, ooh, this is a good idea. So the idea behind these is that in terms of like rock formation and all that, the base is going to be much bigger, and then it's going to just gradually get smaller and smaller as you go up to the top, kind of like a radio antenna. That's kind of what I'm envisioning here. I just did two different sizes because that's what it is. I mean, I want to get some variation in here, but this is sort of the idea that I'm wanting to do for some decorations down here. There's not going to be a lot of these. There's going to be like, gosh, at most 5. I don't know. That's sort of just an idea. But it's just to help with the decoration realm of things because I just want to incorporate it, and I just think it'll just be just a wonderful and fantastic idea. So that is sort of just the back end of the burner kind of things. Right now, again, we're just be focusing on this, and if we have time, we're going to do the little rock formations. So that's, that's going to be on the back burner. I also want to make sure that we have enough time to get into all of this because this is going to be a behemoth of a task to get it all done. So for right now, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to work on some more of this, and we will see where we stand after a little while. I don't know how long we'll be working. I'm just going to figure it out from here. So I'll be right back, guys. I just ate a good carrot. It's delicious. I don't like carrots, but it's delicious, okay? I don't like it, but it's delicious. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we're going to take a quick pit stop just so y'all can kind of see what I have been working on. So it's looking a lot better. It is looking a lot better. So what I've done, at least this is just temporary. I mean, I don't know how long temporary is going to be, but this is the plan right now. The stony wall is just going to just stop out right here. I'm not going to worry about this section over here. And I decided to do some terraforming over here to give the hillside a little nice push up. And the stony wall here is going to end somewhere about here. This is kind of a abrupt stop. So I'm going to look into figuring out more of a sort of a flush kind of pattern just for it to stop about right here in this area. And I did a little bit of detail. I mean, this is a little tricky because detail work is something I've never done before, really. And this is sort of just random placements. And so far, I think it's looking pretty good. I'm not sure. I just need to sit with it and kind of cope with it and just get a feel for it. I'm planning on adding some slabs for additional detail just to give it a little bit more oomph. And what I've also started to do is I started to do a little bit of a stonework down here at the base. And I'm going to have it kind of go all the way around this side and kind of filled up here. It's going to be a lot. But the idea is that I don't want to go all the way down to here. That'll be a little too much. I just want to kind of just swoop the base of the stone line to have it come up to about here, where somewhere in this level, just to kind of just round it off, and then it's just going to just continue off where it was. But this area I'm thinking about is going to be filled up with stone as well. It's not going to be too terribly deep. It's going to be like 1 or 2 deep, but it's just a little pond area for stone to rest, and it's going to be the same over here. It's just a stony edge. So that's currently where we are standing. And I'm just looking at it. It is good. It's honestly not bad for a first time doing this. So it's interesting. For me, doing this for the first time ever, it's interesting. And I'm proud of it. First time, I'm proud of it. It's good. To me, it's good. I know I could do way better, but I'm going to be getting there eventually. So just real quick, before I vanish back into the realm of building and appear with new stuff. I'm gonna look to kind of see what it would look like if I was to have just a little, like just a little tiny pillar. Like what if I was just something like that? And then I come over here and it's a little deeper. I do something where it's like just a bit of a bigger base. Let's say it's about there, and I could just do something like this. I may look into adding more stone, but like there's something like that, and then I can just go up and then do bop. Oh no, I fell. No, I fell. That's sad. Sad day. All right, bop, bop. All right, how does this look? So just two quick little spikes. Just back it up, and let's see, how does it look? Okay, that's... position-wise, that's good. This may be a little too far, so I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to leave this here, just kind of sit with it. And I may move it. I may move it to a better area. But I think this distance is good. I do think that that's pretty good. And then, so this kind of stuff is going to be scattered around this edge and maybe some up over here. But I think right now, this is looking pretty good. I'm going to keep working on it, figure things out, and then we'll just go from there. Okay, I'll be right back. And then, you know, we'll see more stuff. So, anyways, I'll be back. All right, here we are. Here's another checkpoint. Now, this is something that I just try to do a little different. I mean, it's just adding more detail. That was really the only difference thing that I have done, is that I just wanted to try and get a bit more detail in. And I think I got somewhere. So I added some spikes. And I added some half slabs as well. Not a whole lot. This is just a light touch kind of thing. Just to kind of see where it's all at. And I'm going to fly out here. And here we go. Okay, I mean that's a start. So there needs to be more detail stuff. So there needs to be more cobblestone and mossy stone, like in the patches where there's not any currently. I think that's a good starting point. And then I have a couple slabs here and there dotted around. I added some of the spiky rocks as well. This is sort of just a light touch. And I also, as you can see, did entire stone bottom to kind of just help with the environment here a little bit. There's a stone wall right there too. You know, that's not important, but I wanted to point that out. But so far, I think this is coming along very well. This is actually pretty quick. I mean, this is a simple process. It's something I've just never done before, and I thought it was going to take a little longer. But so far, with my first attempt, this is pretty good. So what I need to do is I need to focus more on the patches that have nothing, where it's just bare stone. Having bare stone is good, but I don't want it to be too much. And I need to add some stuff around here, and maybe in these little rocky patches, I'm not sure. I wanted to add some boulders, like some rock boulder stuff here as well, because I didn't want it to be flat. I wanted there to be a little something. So that's a template baseline kind of thing that I did. And yeah, this jagged rock, it's out far, but I may just leave it there just as one of an odd thing. I don't know. But I'm planning on just leaving it there and just going from there. But so far, I think this is looking very good. This is going very, very well. And I'm enjoying the process. It's interesting to just try and just get a feel for it and just try to draw it out. It is better than, you know, what it was. I will say that. But I just need a lot more stuff. So I think getting a little, English. I'm not sure how well it's going to look. I need to get more rockets. So just a second. Okay. So I'm going to vanish again. I'll be right back, and I will do another checkpoint kind of thing just to give you all an update of how things are going. As I said, so far things are going well, but we will see how things are going in just a minute. Alrighty. I think this is a good stopping point right now for the wall. Let's take a look at this real quick. Now, whoop, wrong button. Now, this is what I did. I got a bit more variation here. I added, you know, some more spikes. I added some andesite to give a little bit more detail work, and I had a little bit more mossy and cobblestone in the respective slabs. And overall, I think right now it's looking really good. Just with what's going on, I could use a little more variation, a little more detail in here. But I think right now, since it's my first time doing this, I think this is good enough for right now. With the illusion, it looks like that the structure is actually being supported by rock underneath. That's no longer just floating. So this looks really good, and I am very, very proud of where we are right now when it comes to this stuff, and it's a big deal. This to me is a big deal. I'm glad I was able to get this part done, at least have something here, and it just looks very good. It just looks very, very good. So now here comes the next part. This is the behemoth task. The massive behemoth that we got going on. This right here, I don't even know if I have enough. All of these shulker boxes right here, I'm not sure about this one, but definitely these three middle ones, all have deep slate and tough. The main blocks that are going to be used is going to be deep slate running along the tops and the edges of the respective variants. And I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but I kind of have an idea on how things are going to go, and we'll see how it goes. But first, just as a reminder, we're going to take care of we're going to do the pillars first. That's the larger task of the three things that we need to do. We need to take care of the pillars. We need to do the decals or the windows here on this edge. And we also need to do the platforms right here for landing and departing electrifiers. But thing number one, because it takes the most, will be the pillars. We're going to knock that out first, and we'll just go from there. Now, depending on what's going to happen here with the pillars, this will have to be adjusted a little bit just to help with the illusion, because, I mean, this right here looks fine on its own, but when the pillars get added, there may need to be some padding as well. There's not going to be much, but just some padding just to help with the base of the structure. I think what I may do as well, that coming along the backside right here, I may push this hill back a little bit and just gut it. I mean, not completely flatten this because this is a lot. I can definitely use the dirt, but I definitely want to push this hill back for now. Just a good distance so that there's plenty of room just to work with the building, just to work with everything else. That's currently the game plan. Now comes the fun part. All of you get to watch me in a time lapse. This is the fun part. This is going to be, I think it's going to be a great time lapse. I'm excited for it. It's going to be wonderful. And it's going to be pretty long. The big bulk of it, as I said, is going to be the pillars and then the windows and then the platforms. That's going to be the things in order we're going to take care of. And this whole thing's going to be in a big time lapse. So I'm super excited for this. Again, we're not working on the redstone stuff right now. I'm not worried about that. That's going to be off-camera stuff I'm doing on my own. But the structure itself, our goal is to get that done. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Here we go. Now, one thing that I can say for certain is that this building is almost done. As in terms of exterior work and decorations, we're almost done with this. Let me show you how things are going. First of all, it's not much. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a start. And I say we are definitely getting close to getting done when it comes to the exterior work. Now, I'm going to talk real quick just over a couple things that I have done. So, I have no experience when it comes to building decorations, doing exterior work or interior work. So, I'm kind of just going out there with as much as I know, much as I can. And these kind of supports, they're not, the best, but it's something. Makes the building stand out a little more as compared to just having just a barren, deep slate brick wall. I think for what it is, it looks pretty good. Originally, I thought put a window here. I thought having a window here would look really cool, but the problem is that this space is also going to be used for redstone, for dropping items off somewhere out here, it being dispensed up into here, and then it flowing out through the system. So I have decided to just block this off with just having a wall. No window for the time being. I don't even know if there is going to be a window, but as of right now, there is no window planned at this point. Just to have room for any redstone work that could be in here for transferring items up. It's going to be tight, but it also work. I can also push this wall out a little bit to have more room. Added the back window. It's blocked up. We are basically enclosed in this entire space except for the landing and departing areas. Now, these look a whole lot better than what I was originally planning. They kind of look like a drawbridge extension because you have these little ropes or the arms reaching out to the bridge to hold it up in place. The bridge gets thinner and thinner as it comes out, and I think it looks really good. Plus, there's plenty of room for people that are coming in to land and stop, and same thing for departing. They're able to run out and get going. I think this is a fantastic addition to the storage building, and we have the same design over here on the other side. I think they look fantastic, and having the soul lanterns too work really, really well. Now, there is more work that's going to be done, but for this episode, since we are out of time, I'm going to be focusing on this stuff off camera. So by the time I get to the next episode, I am hoping to be done when it comes to putting everything together. I should have all these torches replaced to have better lighting options, better lighting sources to make it look better. I also plan on having an entrance fixed to where you can dump off your shulker box and it will feed through the system for you to drop off your corresponding items as it feeds through the entire thing. I already have something in mind. I just tested it before recording this video, but I'm not going to worry about putting that in here just because, again, time is running short. And that is going to be the big bulk of it, what I'm going to be doing off camera, and I cannot wait to show you guys that by the time we get to the next episode. Now, the next episode is going to be a slight deviation of what we originally planned. What we originally planned is that the moment when this got done, we would be working on the casino, but I have built a Froglight farm and I want to build a Froglight shop. That should not take too long. It's not going to be a big building. It's just going to be something that's just small, that's going to have an entrance, 3 spots for you to deposit the diamonds to get your lights. That's it. It's not going to be anything extravagant. Just something super simple, and that should not take too long at all. That's going to be on the agenda for the next episode. Plus, I have been AFKing quite a bit on the Froglight farm, and it's getting full, and I'm kind of losing Froglights because they're not getting collected. So I kind of need to, do this. So that's the plan for the next episode, is to work on the Froglight shop. Little deviation from the main plan, but I think it's necessary. Plus, it'll give the folks on the server another option to shop, and for me to make some more money, because, money is pretty nice. We all like money. Money is good. We needed to buy more goods and more services. And also, bargaining power. It's pretty nice. But anyways, that is going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If this is a strong if you did enjoy them, please like and subscribe like you always do. That helps me out a ton. That lets me know that you want to see more content like this. And other than that, I will see all of y'all next time. Take care. Be good to each other. Goodbye.